Previously on Rocks in a Hard Place.
My team received intelligence from a walk-in with information about weapons and indirect fire teams.
The area the weapons are believed to be in is an area where we patrol regularly and have patrolled for the last 5 years in there. Didn't have his story straight in his head before he started speaking, so obviously knows a little bit about it.
As the information gathered from Jules's meeting with local sheikhs about hidden foreign weapons is examined, the waiting game for II Squadron continues.
So you think the op, as in Op Dinton 2, will go tonight? I'm hoping that you're right, but I won't hold you to it. Looks like the op's probably on tonight, Dinton 2, but that's unconfirmed as yet. Our next meeting's at 9 o'clock tonight.
That evening, the squadron finally get the news that they wanted. Operation Dinton 2 has the green light. II Squadron's A flight are to strike and search one target location, known as an Alpha, which may also contain suspect individuals known as Bravos. Meanwhile, separate army units will strike two other Alphas at the same time.
2 o'clock in the morning, we all set out and basically tab out 3-4 miles, sneaky peeky.
We waited back in Bulldogs with the rest of the search teams, and whilst the rest of the lads tabbed across.
But as we got there, prayer went as well, which doesn't usually happen till like 0430, 0500, and this was like 03 in the morning. So to us, that was a warning. So when that went, all we could think about was we need to get in quickly, which was a bit nerve-wracking, really.
Moving now, over.
Got in the area where where we could hit it hard. So I was in there first, went through the building. So you go in there with adrenaline pumping, and then you don't know what's around the corner, but you don't care because it's something good to do.
That's where we've been called forward now. What will happen now is search team will go in, we'll proceed from there and send the players on to do a search.
Well, we've gone through the back gate and you've got all these kids sleeping outside.
When they've got strangers coming in, obviously they're quite concerned about thieves. So we're going to do things properly. We'll search ourselves before going in, and then before we leave, we'll be searched, just to show we've got nothing.
I haven't been in a lot of houses, but the ones I have been in, that was certainly a very rich house, as far as Iraqi houses go.
Once inside the house, the search team sketch the building before systematically going through each room.
Whilst we do it, the evidence pair, they'll go through, they'll take photos of each room so they can put it towards the report, and also if anything's found, they're the first ones to get to it. So that's all it is now, it's just a systematic search of the whole building.
Prior to the search, we actually questioned the owner as to whether he had any weapons or weapon-related material inside the house. He denied any knowledge of such material, and we carried out the search.
We found some rounds, whether they be long-barreled weapons or pistols, we don't know, but we found some ammunition, so that's straight away confiscate that, get rid of that.
Considering he said he didn't have anything on the premises, we found quite a bit so far, so obviously he's lying, so obviously we're going to probably find a lot more stuff.
We've also got a pistol mag, and they're not all pistols, so that's immediately started ringing bells. We've got a couple of phones, since we've been here, we've only been here 20 minutes max, and all the mobile phones started ringing, so they're drawing us in.
All this stuff he's collected, because they don't have much, so if they find something, they might just take it. He actually found a remote control car controller, but there was no remote control car. He could have all the switches, and then the building that's been searched down the road that we've been told about might have Semtex or a load of fertiliser. So in actual fact, they've got all the parts amongst themselves, they just don't keep them together. At the end of the day, it could be used for an ID, and it could be used for an ID that's eventually put out for you.
Yeah, we found some foreign light sites they shouldn't have. Chest rigs, mobiles, and quite a few rounds they shouldn't have as well. One of the rooms is locked as well, so we're probably going to have to get into that as well.
It was his son's room, like a spare room for his son for when he comes home.
You then have to think, what is behind that door? Is there a weapon system there waiting for me? Is there someone there ready to blow everyone up? But with the adrenaline that was going through, as soon as the officer said, knock that door down, I handed my weapon to someone and wanted to knock the door down. And that was all that mattered to me.
He kind of contradicted himself a few times. He was saying he didn't have the key, and then all of a sudden he did have the key in another house. And when people start changing the story, you wonder maybe they're just trying to hide something. But when we did break into the room, we found a lot of money. Even with the exchange rate, I think it came to the thousands. So, that money could have been used for anything.
We've found some identity cards of known personnel who rocket the camp as well, so it's a bit of intel that we can take away. We know that they live here, so but they're out fishing at the minute. So, yeah.
As the sun finally starts to rise, the evidence bags begin to pile up.
Last room's just complete now. We've got in total about 42 finds. Search players are going to be searched again before they leave, so the owner's, fairly happy that we're not walking out with anything that we're not supposed to have.
It was bizarre because you had lots of rifle cases, pistols, assault vests, you had lots of magazines, lots of ammunition, etc. The only weapon that we actually found was a shotgun. So all of the other weapons that went with the peripherals did not seem to be there. And our assessment is at the minute that those weapons were actually moved prior to us actually getting into position. He made up various excuses about why he'd actually behaved the way he had. But in reality, we had to detain him for further questioning. There's certainly intelligence related to the fact that certain members of his family may be involved in IDF activity as well as weapon smuggling. It's now going to be a difficult decision for him as to whether he wants to give us further information that'll lead to further strike ops and may in fact involve his family.
It's probably the hardest thing you see a guy if he's actually involved in things like this. He's got a family and he's putting them at risk. At the end of the day, he's the one that's taking care of the family. So,
in terms of the search operation, this has been the most professional squadron that I've seen in action. They carried everything out to the letter of the law. No mistakes were made, and that's exactly the way we want to carry it out.
We've been waiting for it for what, 3 days to actually kick in. All the lads' adrenaline was pumping. Then it was like, you're not doing it. Then you are doing it. Then you aren't doing it. And finally, it was like, right, you're going for it now. And everyone was like, yeah, we're geared up for it now. And if I look back at it now, I'd love to do it again, and I hope there's another one soon.
It was brilliant. It was we hadn't done anything like it before, obviously, so it was like everyone was on quite a bit of a buzz, and the lads did a hell of a good job and made a really good name for themselves.
Next time on Rocks in a Hard Place.
Me, big kid? Yeah, I think you are.
Gav gets a new toy.
I'm a 30-year-old in 13-year-old shoes.
And the snipers share some more of their dark art.
Playing hide and seek and stalking around woods and that is quite fun at the end of the day.